So in this video, I want to show you 5 trending products that are perfect to start selling today. You guys seem to enjoy my previous video on the top 5 niches today, so I thought I'd take it one step further and actually show you 5 specific products. And as always, I will be going into the different profit breakdowns of each product, as well as the Facebook ad targeting options. And with that being said, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoy it, and let's jump straight into product number 1. Just a quick note before we jump into product number 1, this PDF is downloadable for free if you want to get your own copy, which contains all the links to different products and data, etc. Like I said, it is 100% free. Just simply head down into the video description below and it'll be the first link there. So with that being said, let's jump straight into product number 1, which is this solar powered LED owl garden light. Now bear with me on this one. It may not look like a lot looking at the product itself. However, all the product decisions I've made in this video, I want to back up with real data that I'm going to show you. So why is this such a good product? People are spending money and time in their gardens for a couple of reasons really. The main one obviously being due to the virus, due to the lockdown. People are forced to stay at home. With the weather being nice as well, people are naturally spending more time in their gardens. But even when the lockdown ends, because we are coming into that particular season, into barbecue season, then people will still continue to spend time in their gardens, and therefore the demand for products like this will continue. Just to kind of back this up then, I have links to the Google Trend info here, which I want to show you. And when this loads up finally, we can see this is for specific garden lights, and we can see the interest has peaked, or it's going to continue to peak. I think it will continue to increase as we come into season, because what we can also see is that typically we would only see this demand around kind of October time, which is kind of like as we come into winter. But due to the current circumstances, we've seen an unnatural peak and spike in popularity this time of year. So as I record this video, these specific products, so garden lights, are super in demand. The next point, which is really important, is the fact that products like this combines 2 particular interests on Facebook. When a product combines more interests than one, then that product becomes more relevant and more specific to your audience. And the more specific you can be on Facebook, the greater success you're going to have. So essentially, we're not just targeting people who have an interest in their garden, but we're also targeting people who have an interest in their owls. So when they see this light, they feel like this product has been specifically made for them, they can't resist it, and they have to impulse buy it there and then. Which leads me on to the next point then, is there's great profit margins and upsell potential with a product like this, and it falls nicely into that impulse buy bracket. So the price per unit is £7.88. This is for this particular supplier, so if you click this link and open it, it will take you to this specific supplier who's selling it for £7.88. A few people mentioned in the previous videos I've done that they couldn't find the item on AliExpress, so I've decided to actually include the link within this presentation. Retail wise, you could easily get away with £15 per unit, or say an upsell of $24.99 for 2. This is the sort of thing where people might buy say 2, 3, 4, or even half a dozen of these things, depending on how big their garden is. Profit per sale then, if you do manage to upsell them and sell them 2 owls, as you can see there's 2 different styles, so the chances are they are going to buy the pair to have the matching set. That leaves you a £17.11 profit per sale, and that doesn't include anything else you upsell, anything else you cross sell, or if you manage to bring them back onto your site and sell them something else. When you take the retail price and divide the profit per sale, that gives you a break-even ROAS of 1.46. So when you're looking over your ad sets as an overview point and you have the ROAS down the right hand side or wherever you choose to lay it out, and then as long as that ad set is performing above a 1.46, and essentially as long as you've done your maths correctly, you're going to be making a profit. In terms of Facebook interests, what I would recommend is targeting females. They tend to be the gender that focus more on their gardens, 40 plus, and then the specific interests of owls, gardening, garden design, gardening tips, birds and bird watching. So all of these are in fact interests that you can target on Facebook. With that being said, let's move swiftly on to product number 2. Product number 2 is a fast defrost plate. This is actually a product that I myself have quite a keen interest in. The reason being is because I freeze a lot of meat, and something like this, one of the biggest pains of freezing meat is when it comes to defrosting it. It can take hours unless you put it in the microwave, and then even then, when you take it out the microwave, it doesn't quite do it right. It doesn't quite taste the same, if that makes sense. If you've ever done it yourself, you know what I'm talking about. But there's a couple of other reasons as well. So people are spending money and time in their gardens and stockpiling food. I mentioned previously for the previous products that we're coming into barbecue season, where people get that frozen meat out of their freezer, and instead of having to wait hours on end for it to defrost, they can use something like this, which does it in about 20 to 30 minutes. And the second point is obviously with people being on lockdown, more and more people are doing barbecues. I myself am one of those people. In fact, I tried to buy a barbecue on Amazon last week, and they're all sold out because everybody's just buying them up at the moment. If we have a look at the Google Trend info as well, I always like to back up these product decisions with the data. We can see that the barbecue search term is, once it finally loads, the most popular it ever has been since 2004, so in 16 years of time. So there's definitely a demand for barbecuing and those type of products which go with that particular niche. Next, I want to show you a particular Facebook ad example for this product. So again, if you do download this PDF, you will get these links that you can go to and use these yourself for your own research. It's just a really nice video. It had some really good feedback, really good engagement, so it's obviously doing well, performing well, and it's obviously products that people want to buy. So if you do go ahead and sell products like this yourself, then I would definitely use this video as inspiration for your own ad. My favorite part of the video is coming up now, where they have an ice cube on this tray versus on a plate, just to kind of illustrate how fast or how much quicker it is to defrost something on this plate. It's just a great marketing tool. It's a great way of showing how effective a product like this actually is and the true benefits behind actually buying it. In terms of numbers then, it's going to set you back £7.60 per unit, and retail wise, I had a look around at a few different stores selling this product, and £20 seems about average, so it falls nicely into that kind of impulse buy bracket, which leaves you as a profit per sale of £12.39. That's if you don't sell them 2 at a time, 3 at a time, or some other product as an upsell opportunity. Do the maths and it leaves us with a break-even ROAS of 1.61. Typically when it comes to a break-even ROAS, I like to try and find products that are under 2, and then that way when you spend £10 on Facebook ads, you should be looking to make about £20 back. Facebook interest wise then, here's just a few, but again there's tons and tons of different ones you guys can experiment and test with. I'll definitely go for both genders, purely because it's the sort of thing you could buy as a gift for your partner. So both parties going to be interested. I would go for 20 plus as well, because barbecues attract people of all genders and all ages. And in terms of specific interests in which you can target, this would be my starting point. So you can actually target barbecues, meat, steak, chicken, the kind of meats that you would expect people to freeze, barbecue grill, grilling, and frozen food. Moving on to product number 3, which is the Pilates home workout bar. This one kind of speaks for itself, but the main opportunities then, or the main benefits or reasons of why this features on this list, is because the home workout niche is probably the biggest thing right now in terms of different industries and niches that have had an increase in spike due to the virus, and home workout niche is probably the biggest for 2 reasons really. Number 1, gyms are closed, so people are forced to work out at home, and then number 2, there's more people working out, because the number 1 excuse of why people don't go to the gym is because they don't have the time. But because now they're forced to stay at home, they have that extra time, so there's more and more people experimenting and getting involved with fitness. If we just take a look at the Google Trend information, this backs it up. We can see the spike and increase in popularity for this specific product alone. So this is for the actual Pilates bar search term. We can see it is crazy popular. There's no denying it when you look at this graph. You can see that for Pilates bars, people are looking to buy this specific product, so why not give it to them and advertise it on Facebook? If we go back to Keynote then, if we have a look at this sell the trend info, I'm not sure if this guy will work for you unless you have sell the trend, but I think I've got the tab open here. I have here. So just to kind of illustrate again, another way of kind of finding the data behind a specific product to see if it is in demand, we can see the amount of orders has just increased and increased ever since the beginning of the year. One other very interesting piece of information on this page is the stores that these guys are currently tracking for this particular product. Not a single, if we have a look on the right side, so they're selling on 20 stores, there's not a single store selling this in the UK or a UK based store. So what this tells me is there's a huge opportunity to be had. That's what a lot of people don't realize, is they see certain products in videos and think everybody's talking about them, they're so saturated, nobody can sell these successfully. But the world is a big place and there's more than one country too. Most people go straight to the US, when in fact I've found there to be better opportunities, to be honest, in other countries. Profit margins for this particular product are really awesome. Plus there's just tons and tons of different upsell and cross-sell opportunities you can have. Obviously there's different resistance bars, there's ab rollers, there's yoga mats. You can offer some kind of bundle and get people to end up spending like £50-60 with you. But if you were to sell this one particular item on its own, price per unit is £10.54. You could retail this for $29.99 quite easily. I've seen people selling it for nearly double this, believe it or not, which leaves you with a profit per sale, if you do sell it for £30, at £19.45, which is pretty respectable. That gives us a break-even ROAS of 1.54, and obviously if you can upsell some other products with that, it's going to bring that down even further. Facebook interest wise then, again, just some starting points for you guys. I'll definitely go for females. I think it's going to be majority females using a particular products like this, because it's more kind of based around leg workouts, and most men that I know, for example, don't like to train their legs. I would go for 18 plus. I would go for interests. So again, these are specific interests you can target on Facebook: squats, strength training, workout, bodybuilding, fitness. Again, there's just tons and tons of different interests and avenues you could go down with a product like this. Product number 4 is solar powered LED pour garden lights, similar to product number 1. However, this is a different audience and an even more passionate audience. I think this product can be even more successful. I showed these to my girlfriend and she wanted me to buy them straight away because we have dogs and we are dog lovers. It's just the perfect product for the perfect time of year. As it says here, people are spending more money and time in their gardens due to lockdown and due to the fact that the weather is improving and we're coming into barbecue season. I won't show you guys the Google Trend info because it's the same link which I showed you for the owl lights. It's the same thing. People are searching for garden lights. Garden lights are really popular this time of year, and the same principles apply for the combined two interests. So not only are we finding people who are passionate about gardening, but finding people who have dogs, people who are passionate about dogs. In terms of the profit margins, again, they're really good for a product like this. It's the sort of thing that people might buy 2, 3, 4 of these things. Plus, being a dog owner myself, I know other people, I have friends and family who are dog owners, so it's the sort of product that you might even end up buying a gift to someone, which leads to loads of opportunities. So the price per unit is £10.11, retail at £30 easy for a product like this, or you could sell 2 perhaps for £40. If somebody has like a patio path that kind of leads down their garden, they might buy 2 or 3 of these things to kind of make it stretch the entire row. If somebody only commits to buying one of these, then it still leaves you with a profit per sale of £19.88, which is a break-even ROAS of 1.51, which is quite middle of the road, quite achievable. And again, that doesn't include any potential upsell or cross-sell opportunities that you include with this particular product. In terms of Facebook interests, I was selling the dog niche myself, so I know a few good ones I want to share with you. It's definitely the female audience, which tend to be the biggest buyers. It tends to be people over the ages of 40 plus, and in terms of the actual interests themselves, then you could go down the dog road or the cat road, but if you were to stick to dogs, I would go for gardening, garden design, gardening tips, dog training and dog walking. Just make sure the interests that you pick are solely relatable and responsible and relative to people who actually own dogs or own cats. Product number 5 then is actually one of the most in demand and popular products right now, and that is the UV nail lamp, for a couple of reasons really. Obviously, people are having to do their nails at home due to the lockdown, salons are shut and people are bored at home, so what do they end up doing? They end up doing their nails. It was actually my girlfriend which gave me the idea of doing this, and ever since lockdown she's probably done her nails probably 4 or 5 times, so that kind of speaks for itself. In terms of the actual Google Trend info as well, I'll show you this because it is quite surprising for this specific search term. So this is UV nail lamp in the UK since 2004. It is the most popular it has ever been. So again, as I record this video, there is a very strong demand for this exact product right now. This is also backed up by the seller trend information. We can see there's a strong increase in demand and popularity for this specific product. And even though they're only tracking 6 different stores, not a single one of them is based in the UK again. So just consider that next time you're thinking of audiences to target. Perhaps separate them up and look at kind of like the data between different countries, and you might be pleasantly surprised that places like the UK or other European countries are actually much cheaper in comparison to the US. In terms of the numbers, then there is huge opportunity to be had with a product like this, because if somebody's buying the lamp, they need the varnish, they need the gels, they need the acrylics. Yes, I know all the terms that go along with this. So there's so much you can upsell and cross-sell with a particular product like this. So the price per unit to just buy the lamp itself, if you go for a decent one, is £11.37. You could retail this for easy £24.99. What I would suggest is to go cheap on the actual price of the lamp, but then have so many different cross-selling opportunities that's actually where you make the bulk of your profit. Even though if you only sell the lamp itself, you're looking at £13.62 profit per sale, which gives you a break-even ROAS of £1.83. Audience wise, on Facebook, I would stick to females and 18 plus, and in terms of the actual interests themselves, again, you can target these specific terms and interests on Facebook: nail art, nail polish, nail salon, perfect nail, self-care, manicure, pedicure. Again, the list just goes on and on and on. A great tool to kind of find interest is Audience Insights. I've done videos on that in the past, so if you do want to learn how to find interests, then make sure you go back and check that particular video out. And with that being said then, guys, just to wrap the video up very quickly, I want to say thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like and subscribe. I do read every single comment, so if there's a question you want to ask me, make sure you post it down below and I will get back to you. I've got some new free ebooks too that I've put together over the course of the last couple of weeks. So if you want to check those out, they're on different aspects of your business. Head to the links in the video description below. And then finally, if you do want a full mentorship program that comes with my full support and guidance, make sure you check out the Ecom Academy. There will be a link in the video description below. So feel free to head over there, check it out, see the kind of information, support networks, resources and content and testimonials. And of course, any questions, just make sure you let me know. With that being said, thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.